So there's something new for parents to worry about if they have teenagers or maybe even younger than teenagers out there right now. It is another app, and I had no idea. A, because apparently I'm not cool, and B, because I heard about Tinder and Bumble, but now there's one called Wiz. And the difference here is, well, we're already finding out from cybertip.ca, where Canadians report cases of sexual exploitation for children or of children online. This is already becoming a problem. So, trying to find out a little bit more about this, Rachel Lau is a CTV News Montreal reporter. She is on the line. Rachel, thank you for taking the time today. So I said Canadian, and I know there have been instances of this, obviously, in Montreal as well. Can you just explain to people exactly what Wiz is and what the concern is here as far as kids are?
Absolutely. So if you know about Tinder, Wiz is really similar. It's basically an app that connects people from around the world to randomly chat with each other, basically. The concern is that a lot of young people, a lot of teenagers and tweenagers are using the app. So a lot of complaints are coming through, a lot of reports are coming through about alleged sexual exploitation against these minors, a lot of people who are taking advantage of these young people.
Yeah, and from what I'm reading, and maybe this is not different, typically we hear about young girls being taken advantage of, but in the case of Wiz, apparently, it's young boys.
Yes, exactly. Most of the reports that are coming through are saying that 93% of the cases are young boys between the age of 15 and 17 years old, exactly.
So what would happen in a case like this? Just take us through the experience. So someone downloads, a young man, 15, 16-year-old, whatever, downloads the app on his phone. Then what happens?
Yeah, so basically what Wiz says on its website is that if you're a 14-year-old boy, you will be paired up with other people in your similar age group to chat with. CyberTip says that they've proven that that's not necessarily the case. You could actually go in and pretend that you're 16 or 17. So basically what they do is they log on, they get paired up with someone to chat with. A lot of the times these, what they call sextorters, will gain their trust by pretending they have mutual friends, mutual interests, and then they'll start asking them for these explicit photos. And what a lot of experts have found is that minors will often do what they're being asked for because there is this false sense of security because this person says, oh, I know your friends, I live in your town.
So here's where it gets a little more complicated. You just said, the idea here, at least as far as Wiz says, is to basically pair people of roughly the same age on. Do they have an age verification program as part of this?
They do. It's actually an AI system. And what it does is it takes a photograph of you and it determines your age and whatnot. But the analysts from cybersecurity, CyberTip here in Quebec, what they've done, or here in Canada, I should say, what they've done is they've actually taken some of their analysts who are women in their mid-20s, and they've gone through the verification process and pretended that they were teenage boys between the ages of 15, 16, 17, and they've actually made it through the system.
So much for verification.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not working so well, apparently.
All right. Now, of course, this raises a couple of problems. Number one, parents will hear about this, and they have to decide what to do. I read two very different takes on this. One suggesting, take this off your kid's phone as soon as you can. Another suggesting that's the worst thing you can do because they'll just simply find another way to get it on their phone. So what is the suggestion here?
Exactly. So I spoke with technology analyst Carmi Levy, and he said, kids are smart. They're probably better than us at technology. If you just take the app away, they will find another way to either get on that app or get another app or, find another way through the system. So he says the best thing to do, it's simple. You just sit down, you talk with your kids, you have that open communication, you join them on what he calls their digital journey so that if anything should happen, they know that they can come to you and they don't have to feel scared that you're going to punish them in any way.
Okay, I should mention one other thing, by the way. We didn't sort of play this all the way through. So your child befriends someone who he thinks is roughly their age in their community. When it gets to the sextortion part, I don't think we necessarily covered what would happen at that point. So what would happen then? The child feels comfortable, doesn't let his parents know, thinks he's safe, and he's asked for what?
A lot of the time they're asked for naked photos, basically. So sometimes what they will do is they will send the victim a naked photo. It's, it could be a stock image that they found online of a young girl or just to gain their trust. And then they will get back they're hoping that they will get back then a naked photo from the victim, and then they will use that photo and potentially other personal information that they've given out to extort them.
And when we say extort, is it typically asking for money, or I'll release the photo? How does it work? Do you know?
A lot of the time it's money. What they're saying is they're calling it financial extortation.
Okay. And at that point, if parents get involved, is it a matter of calling the police to report that? Is that what police are starting to see here?
Yep. So police in Montreal have said that they've had several complaints already.
Okay.
And so they are investigating this.
Again, I will point out this idea of taking it right off your child's phone, if you knew how to delete that app in the first place, is not the best approach. I know the folks at CyberTip said you should, but as you just said, the real recommendation is sit down, talk to your kids, let them know how vulnerable they actually are by getting involved in this thing, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what the technology is.
What do you do, by the way, when you are, I mean, if you get to the point where your child has followed through and you're asked for money, what are the experts telling us to do at that point?
Basically, what we were told is that what you do is you take as much evidence as you can from that phone, because a lot of the time these apps, the pictures and whatnot, they disappear. Take as many screen grabs as you can, record as much information as you can, and then go straight to the police.
Okay. One last thing, by the way, just should mention, this is one app, but there are obviously lots of these. I read in the piece today suggesting these apps I hadn't heard of Wiz, and apparently it's been around for quite some time. There are new apps like this coming out all the time, right?
Yes, I actually had not heard of it either, I guess, because I don't have teenagers.
Okay. So be aware, be concerned, and talk to your child, I think, above all. Rachel, thank you so much. Appreciate it today.
Thank you.